Well. Silver is the king of the metals in my humble non-financial advice opinion. Today we're going to take a look at the big silver picture, see what the reasonable price targets in the next coming 10 plus years are going to be. This is the optimistic blue sky thinking. Let's see what happens. Not financial advice, rah, silver thing. Show today. And if you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below, of course, to go to that part or whatever favorite part you like. But if you're watching this live, you get to enjoy everything we do here at Good Morning Stackers, your weekdaily live show all about precious metals, etc. Well. Things are alive in the silver market. Did you see it? Oh, we'll talk about it in a sec. But you'd get to do the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage in the first 1 minute of the show. Synchronized slurp together. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Well. My name is Joe Main. Who am I? I have worked in the precious metals industry in Australia over 3 major bullion dealers over the last 11, 12 years. I've been a stacker for longer than that. Now I do this show, and I help you with your YouTube content or your other social media content as well for your businesses or even individual channels as well, individual purposes. But I help businesses launch and grow on YouTube and other social media too. I've done it very successfully for previous businesses, Bullion Now's channel, Ainslie's channel, my own personal channels as well. And now I do this show. And this is kind of like a social proof as well. We've been building this GMS family since roughly, I think, mid-May. So not even 3 months. We're already at 400 and something subscribers. So we're absolutely kicking goals. So let's do our usual thing where we do shout outs. And that's pretty much it. We'll have some fun. This is going to be a pretty quick show because I've got to take care of my voice today. But I said a quick show and then I do a topic of a big silver big picture. But let's get into the shout outs first, of course. Mark, Florida man is in the house. Ditto to Pete Repeat's remarks. What was Pete Repeat's remarks? Let's see. CT says GMS from the Lone Star State in Texas. Pete Repeat says GMS in and out today. I'll catch the replay. Have a safe trip, Joe. Have a great day, everyone. Pete, what's Pete Repeat talking about? I will not be doing a show tomorrow. You won't get your usual live show tomorrow because I'll be in transit to Singapore. I'm an entertainer. I sing in a bunch of different things, over the years. But at the moment, my main thing is a U2 tribute band. We're doing a beer festival in Singapore over the weekend. So I'm doing 2 shows, Friday night, Saturday night. I've got to travel the day before, travel the day after. So it's going to be really fun. But travel day tomorrow, won't get a show. Friday, I will attempt to do a live show from Singapore. Depends on Wi-Fi connection, depends on how my voice is going. Do I need to protect it before, the big gigs and all that? So let's see, but no show tomorrow. Lance is back in the house. Good morning, GMS legends, he says. Joe Allen, GMS one and all. And CT says, love the synchronized slurp. So do I. Let me explain something about the title of this video. This video was entitled, Knackers O'Reilly says hello. Oh, we'll get to some more shout outs when some more people come into the show today. Where's Tony Peterson? Come on, Tony. What are you doing, bro? So let's talk about the headline of this video, the title of this video. Silver is king. Yes, it is. What is that based on? It's based on, I think silver is the king of the precious metals. And I've also said that we'll do how high could it reasonably go today. So we'll be doing that as well. But I'm going to do it. Nah, screw it. I didn't think I would, but I will. I'm going to talk about, let's just see very quickly here. I'm going to share the screen just a second. Didn't think I would, but nah, I will. Why not? You know why? Because it's my damn show. Here, I posted a comment just here, not long ago, about 20 minutes ago, on the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. And I said, GMS silver is the king of metals. I believe it's true. Look at this chart, yearly time frame. It's a yearly chart, meaning each candle is 1 year's worth. So you're going back, 60 years, going all the way back to the 60s, the late 60s there. Yearly time frame, barring deliberate manipulation and black swan events, it's in for one hell of a ride in the coming 10 plus years. Yes. So today I'll do a live look at the big silver picture, citing possible major resistance targets once we break current all-time highs. So I won't show you the comments because I don't want to reveal, people's names and things. It's probably a fake name anyway, who knows? Or it could be their real name, but I don't want to call them out. But I will say there was a comment on there that was talking about my sensationalist headlines, my sensationalist titles, and that possibly I'm doing this for just purely social media clickbaity reasons. Now, if you know me, if you've met me at one of the 3 major bullion dealers that I've worked for over the last 12 years, Goldstackers, Bullion Now, Ainslie Bullion. You wouldn't have met me at Ainslie Bullion because I was only doing social media there. I've served probably 1,000 plus customers over my time at Goldstackers and Bullion Now. Plus at Bullion Now, I was also doing social media. I built their YouTube channel from zero to where it is today, all that sort of stuff before I left the company a couple of years ago. But if you've been served by me, if you've listened or watched any of my content, I don't really do the sensationalist. I'm not a sensationalist person. I talk about reasonable targets, not financial advice, never give definites and all that sort of stuff. So I just want to point that out to people who say I'm being a bit sensationalist. Well, don't forget, I'm a social media person. So of course you've got to title things that gather a bit of attention, but it's not sensationalist because I believe it. I believe silver is the king of the metals right now. What am I talking about? So let's go back to here. And also it's a yearly chart, people. So excuse me one second, Alexander. Oh, hello. We've got a live. Oh my Lord. This is hello. That's Wyatt. Hi, Wyatt. Bye, Wyatt. First time. He's going to come back in. Excuse me. Hang on. All right, kids. Love ya. Bye, Wyatt. Love you, buddy. All right. And we're good. All right. So you just saw, I think you saw my 2 kids and my partner as well in there. That's my youngest son, Wyatt. And there was my other son there as well. So cool. Hey, I'm a family person. Join the GMS family right here. I knew that it did have to happen eventually one day. Anyway, going back to, let's go back. Okay, cool. Let's time code, people. Time code. Let's talk about the fact that silver is the king. Silver is the king. And that was great, wasn't it? Silver is king. And I genuinely believe that out of the 3 precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum, basically the main investment precious metals, I believe at the moment that silver is king. And we'll do some blue sky thinking. This is just the optimistic blue sky thinking thing. If you've clicked the time code, I did a bit of explanation just before about, a recent comment on something I had and, talking about sensationalist headlines. But I believe this to be true, that silver is the king of the 3 precious metals. What am I basing that on? Well, I did a video yesterday about platinum and how it is quite undervalued towards silver and gold. But I made, as I said yesterday, take 2. Can't do take 2 in a live show. I said that silver is still the king, and I believe it to be. I think it will be the best it will be the one that outperforms the other 2. Then I actually said, possibly controversially, and post a comment below and let me know what you think, that platinum, I think, will outperform gold. But I don't think platinum will outperform silver in the long term. Okay, even though platinum is very undervalued both to gold and both to silver, it's more undervalued against gold right now. It's still quite undervalued against silver historically, but I think silver will perform the best, platinum next, and then gold in relation to each other. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, in relation to each other. So the platinum to gold ratio is looking really good for a platinum uptick. The platinum to silver ratio is not over certain levels yet, so I think silver will continue to outshine platinum, at least for a bit. But that's what I'm talking about. Silver is king. So we're going to do one of those blue sky thinking, hey, rah, 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 we love silver. Let's not be too be too serious with it. Don't take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's going to be, hey, what are the prices could be, in the next 10 plus years? We'll take it the big, live, long, big picture look. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now instead of doing the gold, silver, platinum analysis. Let's do it right now. And of course, hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You're going to show you the silver price here. All right, this is silver on the yearly time frame. It is a yearly chart. Each candle is 1 year's worth of time. You really need to look at the big picture to see where we're potentially going. It looks very good to me. So I'm going to have to, this goes all the way back to it goes, reliable data starts at around about 1967. We're currently at $30.80. We will do the sort of intraday daily look at silver and gold and platinum, but we'll just do this big overarching macro look at silver. So going back to 1967, let me move that out the way so you can see it. There it is, right there, just on the right side of my head, right there, 1967. Of course, the peak in 1980 of around $50, the massive cup right there, the peak in 2011 of around $50, and this handle, which is very clearly forming and had been forming and playing out for sure. We're currently above on this yearly time frame. We've gone from this year, we've gone from $22 to over $30, and $8 move this year so far. Great to see. And we're currently we've spiked so far above this level at $32.50. Let's pop on the indicators. I'm just going to have to quickly, while I'm doing this live, and I apologize, I'm going to have to, horizontal line, I'm going to have to remove a bunch of horizontal lines just so it's much less detailed. Okay, so you can see the bigger picture right here. That one, and can I get rid of that one too? I think I'll get rid of that one. Bear with me, funky people. Silver, don't know, moving average. I don't have the moving average on. A vertical line. I want that vertical line because that's... No, I'll get rid of that vertical line. Thank you for your patience. That's a trend line. Don't need it. That rectangle I will get rid of, and I'll leave that in for now. Okay, that looks pretty good. And what about that box? I'll get rid of that box as well. Okay, so here it is on the yearly time frame. I am still using, and what I'll do here, I'll just pop on here a 10-year plus time frame. So we'll do a vertical line, and let's put that at, so what are we, 2024, January, that's 34. Okay, let's pop that. And what have I done here? My thing is just going to go off too. Okay, where's my phone? No idea. It's around. Okay, yep. There it is right there. Give me 1 sec. Phone, vibrate. Okay, here is 10 years from now. So this is January of 2034. What sort of reasonable price targets moving up and out to 10 years from now? Of course, barring any deliberate manipulation, black swan events, which could take it downwards, but it also could take it upwards as well. A black swan event doesn't mean the price goes down. Black swan event, of course, 2020, you all know what happened there, where we had this spike, a very clear, just a spike. Look at this again. This is the yearly time frame, a spike below. And I think very rightly, based on this Fibonacci from this old high and this old low, this is the key Fibonacci to watch. You know my feeling about, Jesus Christ, everything's happening today. You know my feeling about Fibonacci. I think it is predictive over longer periods of time. I think it's predictive for many reasons. Why that is, we don't exactly know, but I do find it to be predictive. So from this high and this low right here, gee, what do you know? Gee, what do you know? From this high in 1980 and these lows of 1990, of course, you had the peak. Have a quick look at this Fibonacci level on this yearly time frame. It's really important to have a look at. Okay, we spiked, where are we? So we came back up to, well, here's a close on the yearly. Gee, the 61.8, this 0.618 at 31 US dollars. That's that big level I've been talking about that I need to see it close any month over. Okay, we've yet to do that. Maybe it'll close July above 31, but right here, look, gee, what do you know? A cluster of resistance, spike, but a close around about that 31 level, a spike, but a close around about that 31 level at the 0.618 Fibonacci. Again, this old high and this old low. A close, again, a failed attempt, and another close below for the fourth consecutive year in that time frame to close at or below 31 US dollars. It was a failed move. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. All these rules are equally applied to yearly timeframes as they're equally applied to 1 minute timeframes. They're all the same. So that's why it works, in my humble opinion. So right down, we failed to hold that 0.382 right there, and we found support. Will you look at that? Around about, and this isn't drawn in perfectly. Okay, don't forget, this is a yearly time frame. I'm not getting it to the exact dollar, the exact cent amount from this high and this low. Okay, it's just kind of rough. Around about a cluster of support for 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5-ish, 6-ish years of around about that $14 mark, give or take a little bit. We spiked down to $13.80 and we spiked down to $14.40. Okay, so about a 40 cent, roughly, no, so not 40, about a 60 cent. Don't forget, on the yearly time frame, a 60-cent difference that we found support at, and around about a 60-cent difference for in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 2019. Okay, at the 0.236 level of that $13.40, it's about $14 mark. Okay, very clear support at that Fibonacci level. I'm explaining this to you, showing you the historical nature of Fibonacci because I find it to be predictive, and then I find later on we'll look at those levels moving higher. Okay, now 2020, what happened? We all know what happened in 2020. That's why I think if the black swan had not have occurred, this would have very much been seen to be as support. But it just spiked down, but we closed above it. So very clear upward direction after we make this cup and handle, and then the handle right here. Okay, now let's take a look at some Fibonacci. Now it's not exact here, but you do find some good support levels. Clear, it made a play for the 31 again, didn't break it. Of course, you have that very key 26 level, which we've been talking about right here. So it made a play on the yearly. It was a failed move to hold the yearly above 26, so we had a fast move down. It tried it again. It was a spike, failed to hold that 26 level, which happens to be the 0.5 level from this old high, this old low. And then a spike down. We found in 2023, we ranged on the yearly time frame, basically right in between two Fibonacci levels, right here between 26 and right here between that and the the $20.50 level it was. And since then, we have broken out of this symmetrical triangle pattern here, which when I show you on the monthly or the weekly, the monthly, very clear. And just this year, we've spiked back up. Where to? Gee, what do you know? We're finding a rough little area of resistance at the level of $31. That's why I've been harping on about 31 for a long time. It needs to close, well, it definitely needs to close the year above it. But I've been talking about monthly. If it closes a month, so July, August, whatever, any month above, closing above $31, then I'm saying we're 100% in a bull market, not 99%. I've been 99% since we broke 26 right here. I should have been, more bullish, but 50% here, 60% here, but 99% here when we broke that. But I won't be 100% till we close any month above 31. It's a very key Fibonacci level, okay? So that's why moving in the next 10 years, barring any, as I said, black swan events or deliberate manipulation, if you believe in that kind of thing. I'm sort of kind of on the fence with that. Let me just check. Am I still live? I'm still live and you're all watching. Fantastic. That's why I think, and I'll pop it in here, the next reasonable little target, at least for 2024, and I'll pop this in here and I'll just show you. You've seen it very clearly. That's my target for 20, I'll just move that out to there. There we go. 2024, somewhere between 37 and 40 US dollars, at least for this year. That's what I'm talking about for this year. Go away. At least for this year. Right there is the most reasonable place that I think we top out for in 2024. Could we test, again, this is the yearly time frame, could we come up and spike and test 50? Yeah, it's possible. I just think more reasonably it's 37 to 40 on the yearly time frame. Why? We have to bear in mind this Fibonacci level right here, the 0.786 over here at $38.50. That's why I'm calling a little ballpark of $37 to $40. And bearing in mind right here, this was a previous spike. So that's why I think that's at $37.50. So around that area is the top end for me for 2024. I'd be happy to be wrong because it means we're going higher. So that's 2024. So let me get rid of that. Let's move higher. Let's blue sky think. And again, am I saying to all the people who say that this is a sensationalist, to the one person who said this is a sensationalist title, no, it's not. I'm giving reasonable targets, in my humble opinion, if we do continue this bull market. You know, it's going to go up and down over the next few years and all that kind of stuff, right? But do bear in mind, out of interest, there are periods where you see multiple years of green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row of green. We're also talking here 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So you can have multiple years of green with, of course, some red years as well. But over the next 10 years, do I think it's going to go green entirely every single year? No, that's dumb. But let's look at the reasonable targets. My reasonable targets over the next 10 years. The first one, and we did touch upon this yesterday, someone asked for what's the Fibonacci when we start making new all-time highs. My first one right here is at 75 US dollars. Do I think it will get there within 10 years' time? I think that is incredibly reasonable. So yes, I do. Am I saying 100% it's going to go there? No, because nothing is 100%. Black swan events, deliberate manipulation, economy crashing, all that black swan sort of stuff, right? But look at this. We are at $30 now, a more than doubling in 10 years. That's incredibly reasonable. Look at the angle, okay? So for example, that's absolutely doable. Let's look at the angle of, let's see, we'll go from, we'll just look at this, for example, there to there. That's a 70% angle. Okay, doesn't mean angles are exactly the same. Okay, this is just a trend angle. Let me show you right here. You can't see this because my head's in the way, but I'll show you that. That's a 70% angle. Okay, fair enough. So let's do that again. My apologies. Let's go to there and let's do that right there. So that's what, bugger off. That's not what I want, people. I want that one. So that's a, okay, I can't do that. So that's roughly a 70% angle. Is that doable from, let's say the low here? Let's call that the low there. Let's call it there. What's that? That's a 44% angle. That's a 70%. That's a 70% angle. That can definitely easily hit $75. Look at that. That's kind of that angle matches, that angle there matches that angle there. That's easily doable by the 10-year mark. So I could easily see, in my humble opinion, barring black swan events and barring deliberate manipulation, all that sort of stuff, $75 by 2034, absolutely doable. And if we are going to continue the bull run, which I think we are, We're 99% in the bull run. I think, and I'm not going to give you exact timeframes, but I think it's reasonable that we could hit the 75 mark, the 1.618 Fibonacci, at least within that halfway point. So within the next 5 years, that is incredibly doable. So this could be the start of, you never know, this could be the start of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years consecutive. What happens there? Could it be? Absolutely. But it's absolutely reasonable. I'm only talking about reasonable. I'm not being sensationalist. I'm not saying silver to the moon. Silver's going to $500 in 2 years' time. I'm not that guy. There are people that do that. I'm not that guy. I give you my reasonable targets. It is very reasonable for silver if we continue a bull market, blah, blah, blah. Not saying it's going to happen, but it's reasonable to suggest that $75 for silver per ounce by 2030. Let's give it a 6-year time frame if you want. Sometime in the next, no, screw it, I will say 5 years. Sometimes in the next 5 years, it's very reasonable to say that silver will be at $75. Now, could that be the spike? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Could we see, this and then this? This, for example, and then, for example, in 2020, what's that, 2027, something like that. Could we see that there? And that's its move up to 75, and then we have some red, and then we head back down some red, okay, sure. But within the next 5 years, it is absolutely doable based on this cup and handle formation, in my non-financial advice opinion. So $75 within 10 years, easy, absolutely easy. Again, barring black swans and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first reasonable one. Let's get rid of all that. So that's 75. Now let's talk about the next one. Is it reasonable? Okay, the next Fibonacci level, and I still maintain that this high and this low is a great point for a Fibonacci, and I'm still going to maintain, for me personally, you may differ, and that's okay, that these Fibonacci levels are levels of resistance. 75 is the first one. The next one is $120. That's the 2.618 Fibonacci, again, from this old high in the 80s and this old low in the 90s. Do I think it's reasonable within the next 10 years that we could hit over $100? Yes, it is reasonable. Is it crazy? Not at all. Again, look at the angle. Let me show you again. So what's this? This is January of, it's January of 2021. I'm going to take it. No, I'm going to take it from what seems to be the bottom. No, I'm going to do that. Very clear bottom formed in the early 90s. Now, that is hindsight, of course, so we can see that it was definitely the bottom. You don't know where the bottom is, okay? But let's take it from here. Let's take it from the bottom and to the top right there. That, again, that's the, what angle is that? That's a 50% angle, okay? From the bottom to the more recent peak. Am I saying that things exactly repeat and exactly rhyme? No, but I'm just talking about what's in the realm of reasonability. Does that make sense? Did I just make up a word, reasonability? Right there. So where could reasonably be the bottom in this new cycle? I think it makes sense that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years maintaining above and closing around that $14 mark. $14 clearly, for me, is the new bottom. Does that make sense to you? I think it damn well does. So we can pick any point here. Let's just pick the middle, maybe. Let's pick it from here, okay? So let's do 50 angle, the 50% angle from here, okay? 10 years. Okay, what is that? Oh, gee, where does that take us to? Ha! Interestingly, I am not saying this is going to happen, okay? But interestingly, it takes us to bang right on the apex, really, of the Fibonacci level above that, which happens to be at $190. I'm not saying it's going there. We're talking about reasonable targets. Is it reasonable that from the bottom to the top, knowing that you go through So that's 2000 and this is 1993 to 2011. That's nearly 20 years. Okay, that's a 50% move. Sorry, 50% angle right there, 50-degree angle, not 50%. Jesus Christ, 50-degree angle right there. Is it reasonable to suggest that silver in the next 10 years could hit 120 US dollars? It is reasonable. It's at the very top end of reasonable, but I think it's reasonable. Within the next 10 years, that's from here. So you've actually got, so for example, right there, so that's 2016. So how many candles is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 roughly. Is it 18? No, it is. It's 18 exactly. So let's go 18. Oh, I did it exactly. So 18 years from 2016 is, what do you know? I did it exactly. 2034. So that's the exact, from there to there is the exact same as there to there. Absolutely reasonable. Top end of reasonable, but it is reasonable that silver could peak at some point at around about the $120 level. Well, not peak, it could hit that $120 level. It's not crazy. Am I saying silver's going to $1,000 in 10 years' time? No, that's unreasonable. But a black swan event could occur, something financially, the silver market finally kicking off, anything like that, which many YouTube people to do with precious metals say silver to $1,000. I don't say that. Okay, reasonable targets only. Yes, look at this. It is absolutely, completely reasonable that silver could hit triple digits within the next 10 years. Absolutely. And I will say the top end, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, just out of interest though, look at, and I'm saying this is not reasonable, but out of interest, 190 US dollars just happens to be the apex right there in the next 10 years. I'm not saying it's going to go there. Why? Because we go through periods of up and down. What I think is the most reasonable, I think the most reasonable scenario over the next 10 years, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. Once again, people, not saying it's going to happen. The most reasonable though, I want a brush one right there. Let me see if that works. Does that? Yes, that works. Okay, great. The most reasonable thing that I could see happening is one of two things. We either do this to 75, then we come back down, and we will come back down. We will find support. It will probably revisit the previous all-time high. So we will break all-time high. Where it peaks, I don't know. And then we find support, and then we continue upwards. That's a potential like that. Does that look unreasonable to you? Absolutely not. It does not look unreasonable. That's not me going, whoop, spike off the chart. That's very reasonable. The other potential, anything could happen, right? The other potential is that you go like this, and then you find some resistance for a little bit, and then we do that. Something like that. Okay, so you could find that we have a triple top, or what looks like a triple top. Maybe we hit, $50 in 2025, but then 2026 or 2027 is a red year. We find a little bit of support. I reckon support at that $40 mark, that $37 to $40 mark, and then we break. Okay, sure, one of those. But $120 is absolutely doable in my opinion. 75, is absolutely doable. That's definitely doable. And even 120 is at the top end of the reasonable. Am I saying it's going to happen in the first 5 years? No, it could easily happen by the end of the 10th year. By 2034, silver could easily be at $120, definitely over triple digits. But the more reasonable target for me, I think, watch that 75. That's my humble opinion. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for the silver big picture. I want you to post your comments below. We'll go do some comments. Let's have a look at what you've said. Am I being unreasonable? Post a comment below. Am I being too conservative? Are you one of those people that believes, well, there'll be a black swan event, something economically, something will change, and then we just see silver shoot to the moon? I'm not a to the moon guy. I'm just a reasonable chartist looking at the charts, and that's it. I think it's very reasonable. So I'll end it to say, as I said, within the next 10 years, 75 is easy. 75 in the next 10 years, and 120 is definitely reasonable. Top end of reasonable, but it's absolutely doable. Post your comments below and let me know what you think. All right, we'll do some more shout outs, etc. So let's see. Yes, it's very cool. BN had yep, they probably did. Let's see. Good morning. Let's go back to some comments and then we'll do the regular gold, silver, platinum analysis just quickly. But that's my opinion on silver over the next 10 years. Cyberview, fantastic. Great to see you. I don't think I've seen Cyberview on the... Oh, you didn't. Cyberview, first of all, watching live, congratulations. Welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you on the live show before. You may be a subscriber, but I haven't seen you on the live show. Could be wrong, correct me. Playing Drowning Man for the concert. We don't do Drowning Man. We just have we do all the greatest hits, and we'll do hits and rarities. We'll do B-sides. We've never done Drowning Man, actually. But you saw U2 at the Sphere 3 times. Okay, so obviously I'm talking to an absolute genuine U2 fan. The drummer in our band, we're called the U2 Show Achtung Baby tribute show. He went to see it twice, but I didn't get to go, unfortunately. But yeah, so BN had a busy day on Silver yesterday. I can imagine they would. Let's see, take 2. Yeah, that was great. It's funny how many people discount technical but can't explain. Yeah, exactly. It's funny how many people discount technical analysis but can't explain fibs, resistance, and support. Support and resistance, Fibonacci, relative strength index. Those are my 3. Those are the 3 big ones. That's all I really need. I don't need Ichimoku clouds and the star Joji and the spaghetti Western inverted thing. Like I don't need those. Those are the only 3 that I need because I think most people find them credible. $70 US would be a great sell time. I don't know. Would it be? That's up to you. I don't give selling advice. It could be for you, and that's great. But also, particularly on when you bought. Hazard, GMS, late but happy. Knackers says, might be time to buy up a bit for some profit taking in a year or so. Maybe. That might be possible. And Hazard says, always a good idea there. I agree. So again, post your comments below. Let me know what you think. Wolfstacker is in the house. G'day, Wolfstacker. Good to see you. Have you changed your name or are you a different wolf? I know Wolfweb is a subscriber and someone who pops onto the live show. Post a comment below. Are you a new one to the channel? Welcome if that's the case. So let's do, because we've got the comments through, let's do quickly just your normal gold, silver, platinum analysis, and then I have to go. I've got to save this voice because I've got gigs to do over the weekend. A reminder that you will not get a show tomorrow. I will be in transit on my way to Singapore if you just joined the live show. Why? Because I have some gigs. Let's see. Let's go back here. I'm going to remove all of that. And I'm going to remove this. And we'll take a quick look. Get off. Get off, mate. Hang on. There. And you. As I said, incredibly 75, absolutely reasonable, very likely going to happen. 120 US dollars, reasonable, top end of reasonable within the next 10 years. So that is the yearly time frame. Let's head down to the daily time frame. Silver on the daily. Okay. $30 and 75 US cents. We are below the $31 mark at the moment. Let me just pop in a whole bunch of horizontal lines right here. Just got to pop those in, all my trend lines, etc. And my rectangle, my best buy zone, that one right there, yep, okay, and that one there, yeah, okay. And the final hurdle, there we go. I need to have the final hurdle too. Okay, so here is silver on the daily time frame, price in USD, $30.75 US cents roughly, using the tradingview.com website. Of course, we are above this trend line. Great to see. We did have that spike above to 31. Above 31. We spiked above 31. We closed a day above 31. I said that was positive, but I needed to see it. I need to see it close a month above 31 in order for me to be confident that we are heading onwards and upwards. So far, looking like a potential little bit of a correction, but we are within this little band here. So we have closed day before yesterday above this resistance level of $30.60 something, and we closed yesterday above it too. We had a little spike down, so we're still above it, but just bear in mind, and I do want to show you the relative strength index right here. It's very important to have a look at right there. Look, if we see some red days, don't worry. I wouldn't start getting worried for silver until we break $29.80, or if we break $29.80. Definitely not saying it's going down there. Just watch out that $29.80 level on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. We are trending up a little bit after such a large move from $28 roughly all the way up to over 31, with a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of some more red days down to around about that $29.80 mark is reasonable. And I wouldn't be worried about it, and it wouldn't be surprising. I'd preferably like to see this $30.60 level hold, and then we just keep making the play for 31. The more times we knock on the 31 door, the more times we take it out, and the more likely it is we are to close a week or a month above it. As I said, final hurdle to close on the monthly, which says we're 100% in a bull market and not 99% there where I am right now. And when I say 100%, I mean 100% in air quotes, because black swan events and all that stuff. Get it? Got it? Good. So just watch out for 29.80. We're not there yet. I'm not going to make a prediction whether we head down from here or head up from here. Just the fact that we're in between this range. Okay, it could go either way. But as I said, don't be surprised and don't be alarmed if we do head back down to 29.80. I just need to see that hold as support on the daily time frame, preferably at least close the day above it. We can spike down, no problem. Spikes are fine, spikes are whatever. As long as we close a day above or at or above 29.80, then I'm like, okay, cool. We're just par for course. We're probably just ranging for a bit and onwards and upwards. Those are the levels, and we just talked about the big macro levels for silver, so you don't need to see those. That is silver. Let's take a look at gold. Gold on the daily, 2,365. So we are still above. Great to see. 2,350. It has remained as support on, let's see, closed above it, closed around at it or above it right there. Why is my thing so slow? Don't know. Okay, whatever. You don't like me. All right, that's fine. Around 2,350. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days when we have closed above 2,350. So it's a very clear support level, and it's a level I've been talking about for ever and a day, well, for quite a while, since we found it as resistance right here. So we're above it, so that's positive to see. Like silver, could we see some move? Why is this doing this to me? It's annoying. Why could we see some downward movement? Yes, sure, we sure could. I would start getting concerned below 2,300 and what is it? 2,300. Did I move that? Give me a second. That shouldn't be there. That should be at 2,305. Don't know. That got moved by accident. I would start getting concerned if we close any day below $2,305 specifically. Yes, I do mean $5 specifically. I don't mean 2,300. I mean 2,305. Why? Because it was support here. It was support here. It was support here. You also found it as support here as well. So that's my little level. Take it for what you will. So yeah, you could potentially see us range for a little bit. Watch for that level there, 2,305. As long as we don't close below it, a daily, then we're okay. And just watch out for the final hurdle of 2,400. So we're just kind of ranging in that level at the moment. That's all you need to know for gold, but it's looking positive. I'm still on the, at the moment, I'm in the 20-80% range, meaning only now a 20% chance that we see my best buy zone of 2,250 to 2,150 hit. It was flipped. It was like 80-20 at one point here. It became 70-30, but now I've flipped it. It's 20-80. So that's positive for gold. That is gold. One day I will do a big gold picture like I just did for silver as well, but I think silver is king. Platinum price. Am I still live, everyone? Yes, I'm still live and you're still watching. Fantastic. Platinum right here. Okay, look, we've found support at the long-term downtrend line from 2008. So that's great to see. Yep, okay, so we're still in the whatever stage. While I'm in here, I'm depressed. While it's in here, I'm like, okay, whatever, par for course. When we're above here, I get excited. I will show you, and you can see it very clearly. Bear in mind, oh, youch, okay. It is still possible that we have a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, head and shoulders pattern playing out. Am I saying it's definitely happening? No, I'm just saying watch out for it. I'm not going to give it a percentage chance that it plays out until if we break 950 US dollars. So we go back into this area here and we close any day, in my humble opinion, below 950 US dollars, then I'm going to say, ooh, that's not looking good, because that would really form that right shoulder right there. And that would say, you know, a decent, more than a 50% chance that we'd see that head and shoulders pattern play out, which we'd be coming down to at least my best buy zone in platinum, which is $900 to $750. That's the range for there. Am I saying to wait for that best buy zone to start buying platinum or to get more platinum? No, of course not. You just dollar cost average, as what you should be doing with every single precious metal and every single investment that you do. Don't wait for the big highs and to sell or the big lows to buy. You just dollar cost average in and you dollar cost average out. And you know, when you're buying every single paycheck, when you can afford to, just get more precious metals or more of anything that you're buying, whether it's cryptocurrency or stocks or whatever, dollar cost average. And when it comes time to sell, don't wait for the very peak, because you will never, ever pick it. When it gets to a certain level, start averaging out as you go. But out of interest, it's looking interesting there. Just a possible head and shoulders pattern there. So keep that in mind for platinum. If when we break here for about 1,030 US dollars, then I'll start getting excited for platinum, saying, ooh, we're coming towards my final hurdle. Final hurdle happens to be 1,115 to 1,120. Closing any month above that says it's bull market territory, baby, and onwards and upwards we go from there, barring deliberate manipulation, barring black swan events. That's gold, that's silver, that's platinum. I won't do gold to silver ratio or anything else. I will do final comments and then we'll get out of here, save my voice. And that's pretty much it. All right, my people, love your work, and we'll get out of here. Let's do the final synchronized slurp. So I've given you my silver big picture, those reasonable targets. I'll do the same for gold. I'll do the same for platinum later on down the track. A reminder, before we do the final synchronized slurp, no live show tomorrow. I'll be in transit to Singapore. I'm on a plane for 7 hours. Got to get there in the morning, blah, blah, blah. So you won't get a show. I'm pretty sure you won't get a show unless I go live from the airport, because you got to get there 3 hours before your time frame. Ooh, maybe. Let's go with no show tomorrow. Let's see what happens. If you get a surprise live, you get a surprise live. I've got to take care of the voice. Hopefully a live show on Friday from Singapore, depending on the voice and internet connections and all that. And then I'll see you again on the weekend, but I will probably see you on Friday. All right, so here we go. Last synchronized slurp in 3, 2. Have a fantastic day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my quick little silver big picture. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and I'll see you not tomorrow. I'll hopefully see you on Friday. Have a great one.